So I have myalgic encephalomyelitis, as you all know if you're regular followers. And one of the biggest things about it is how it just steals everything from your life. You know, it steals everything that you're capable of doing. It steals your hopes and your dreams. I'm laughing because you just have to laugh. Otherwise you'd go bonkers. You know, all the things I love to do, my hobbies, my abilities, you know, it just takes the lot because, you know, you have no energy. I've lost my mobility, everything. And what I'm really, really good at doing, because I've had to learn to do this, because I've had a history of mental health conditions anyway, so I'm very good at adapting my life around these things, and I've adopted this approach with my physical health as well, is adapt the things I do according to my abilities. So I've been trying my very best to work out what I can adapt in my life and what I have to let go. And this requires a lot of deep honesty and acceptance and letting go and grieving, which is what a lot of my recent videos have been about. Hey folks, it's Finn. Welcome back, lovely people. Thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me again today and checking out one of my videos. And if you're watching for the very first time, then thank you so much for choosing one of my videos. You've got a very lovely chilled out puppy today. He's spark asleep. I've set up the camera and he's just spark asleep. Well, he was a sleepy puppy until a dog barked in the neighbourhood, and he's awake now. You alright? So in today's video, I want to talk about, there is some good news in today's video, by the way. There's really good news. I want to share some good news with you. But today's good news has come on the back of having to first go through some more grieving. And you know, I've shared a lot recently about lots of grieving that's had to happen on the back of coming to terms with my ME/CFS diagnosis over the last couple of years. So what I want to talk about today is like adapting to ME/CFS and adapting your life, and you know, when it comes to letting go of like hobbies, things you enjoy doing, and how you adapt them, which ones you just know you have to just let go of, and which ones you know you can adapt when it's time to let go, when it's time to adapt, and how I've done that. So I want to share that. And that's what I want to talk about today. Good boy. But first, I just want to say a big thank you for your comments on my last video where I was really struggling. I'm still not 100% great, but that's because I did go to my Grace Petrie gig, which was absolutely amazing. It was so worth the extra energy spent on that. The gig was awesome. It's the first gig I've been to for a couple of years. It was absolutely phenomenal. 2016, all my faith stopped on the universe. And though we sang the mountain goats, loud enough to bruise our throats, every year that follows, it's got worse and worse. Oh, I read the morning time, every dark and troubled times. Now I'm trying to keep my head above the waterline. I'm losing sleep on sleeping, my sheep, cow, sheep and greenhouse gas. The seems that dogs and TikTok say it's running mad, excited on well doing, the middle of the sun is gone, and I know it will be hard. All we've got now is each other, and we're overwhelmed and wondering where to start. Yeah, I know it will be hard. And maybe I'm delusional, but I think it could be beautiful if we could only keep our music on. And we might still have time to make something better from the past. She's just incredible. I mean, if you've not heard her music, I'll put a link below again to her latest album. I mean, she just is an incredible folk music singer, but she's a real protest folk singer. So she sings about LGBT rights, women's rights, trans rights. And, you know, she really makes a point in between the music of really engaging the crowd. And, you know, she has a real way of just putting across how, you know, everyone's rights are valid, and speaking out about one group's rights doesn't then negate another's, and you know, it was just so incredible. It really, really was. The most amazing thing was that I got to meet her after the show, and we spoke for a little while, and we got a selfie together, and it was just absolutely, oh, it was just brilliant. I had the absolute time of my life. So yeah, epic. So I just wanted to share that with you. It was just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, really, really was. So thank you all for your lovely messages on my video and on my Instagram. Love you all. Thank you. So yeah, so today's topic, right? So the hobby I'm particularly talking about when I'm referencing all of this adapting is my love of camping. Now, you know that, you know, I've loved camping for years, you know, whether it's like wild camping, just camping in campsites or at festivals. And, you know, I've gone to festivals for years, and I've now had to get to the point where I know that I can't do festivals. That's one I can no longer adapt. Me and Chris did Glastonbury Festival a couple of years ago. I did my first one as a wheelchair user using accessible camping. It was incredible. I'll put a link up if you've not seen my Glastonbury videos. Amazing. But it was still too much. Even with the access facilities, even using a bigger scooter to get around, it was too much. And I've realised with much sadness that I have to let go of festivals for the time being, you know, and it's taking a lot for me to know when it's right to let go of something completely and when I can just adapt it, you know. So I think I can possibly do some smaller festivals, and that's something me and Chris are going to try, but the bigger ones are just out for now, and I know that. But camping I'm trying to hang on to because it gives me so much joy. You know, I love being under canvas. I absolutely love just that, you know, just getting away for it, even a weekend, just being in nature, sleeping under the stars. I just love that feeling of being in the outdoors, you know, and I'm just trying to keep doing it as much as possible. And as you all know, what I did was move from like a tiny tent, as I always used to do, I couldn't even lift a rucksack now. And me and Chris got this much bigger tent with a big bedroom, and we got a proper like camp bed with a self-inflating mattress, and we didn't even have it for half a season before we realised it was just not possible, you know. And that was a really silly idea. It was in the early days of my ME, and I think I was in so much denial, and I thought it was just going to be a case of I was going to get better, I'd be fine, but I was rapidly declining. And that's when we ended up getting our trailer tent. And, you know, we really thought that would be fine because with the trailer tent, Chris could just pull this trailer tent up and over and it would solve everything. You know, it was a sealed unit. We could pop to a campsite. Chris could pull the unit out on his own. It had a proper bed in it, proper kitchen. And we had an amazing season last year in this trailer tent. Can you see half the puppies just spread out here? You're right there, love. Tallulah, our trailer tent, has been an absolute joy. But towards the end of last year, our last couple of camps with it, it's just been getting too much. Now, Chris isn't particularly well either. He does have, I have shared this, I don't think I've shared this publicly before, but he has an aneurysm. Now, it isn't a dangerous aneurysm. It's a bit of an oxymoron when you say dangerous aneurysm, isn't it? It's in a place where he doesn't need an operation at the moment. It's not a risk or anything, but it's still something that concerns us. He's also having some problems with his breathing that's been ongoing for a couple of years. If you remember, during COVID, he had to go into proper isolation because he'd been on steroids. They still don't know why. He's asthmatic, but they can't find a reason for these breathing issues, and it comes and goes and comes and goes, and it's a problem again at the moment. And he's now having some issues with some pain down his arms, his neck and shoulders, and he's in a program with the Nuffield at the moment where they're helping him to try and solve this, but it's ongoing and it's being a real problem for him. And of course, he's already lifting my wheelchair in and out of the boot of the car, which worries me. And he's doing all of this trailer tent on his own pretty much now. And he loves me and supports me fully, and I understand this. But it's difficult for me not to feel a burden. It's something I'm constantly working on. Having a chronic illness, it's really hard to not feel a burden. And the whole of last year with therapy, I've been working really hard on letting go of this idea of feeling like a burden. And then we go camping, and I sit there and I watch him struggle, and it's hard then to not feel like a burden, you know. So we had a really big conversation about this trailer tent, and I think that, you know, we just cannot keep up this way of camping, because every time we go, he struggles and then I feel like a burden. He's then in pain for days and I feel really bad, you know. So as much as we loved this trailer tent, we decided we have to let it go. Now, I was just devastated at the idea, absolutely devastated, because for me it's my last bit of canvas. And it might sound daft to people, but it's canvas, you know. It's like, I love camping. I love the whole kind of like putting the tent up. I mean, even if I was crawling round and banging some pegs in, I felt like I was putting up a tent, you know. But, you know, it had really gone from, because these camplit trailer tents are quick to put up because they're like pram style. But what's been taking longer is because we're making it as comfortable as possible. We've then got like proper chairs and a table and all the things to make it comfortable. So it was just taking too long. So yeah, I mean, we took from like November last year till like February this year to think about it, and we kept sort of half talking about it, and I think it was mainly me that was just quite resistant to make a final decision, because all that's left now is a caravan, and I just saw them as real tin boxes and not proper camping, and just feel so far removed from under the stars, and you know, feels like yet another thing that Emmy has stolen from me, that I can no longer go and camp. I'm going to be in a tin box, you know. Just felt really sad about the whole thing. But then started looking around at what we might actually get. And we need something small. What we liked about the camplet was that they are really tiny to tow. And we started looking at microlite caravans. And actually, these things are incredibly cute. And they come with an awning. We need an awning with them, really, to give yourselves a little bit of room. So they can be made really nice. I'm not going to be shut away in a tin box. I can make it my own. I could see that. And gradually I came around to the idea. And we started looking around. And we found one. And actually, I fell in love with it. So we are now the proud owners of a N126 Freedom Caravan called Bluebell. And it is the tiniest little thing you have ever seen in your life. It's the lady that had it before us is an older lady, and she's moving away, so she can't take it with her, and she's done such an amazing job on it. We haven't got a lot of money. What we're selling the trailer tent for was they're a lot cheaper than caravans, so we thought we were going to get quite a budget microlite. And when you get a low budget microlite, the first thing, they last years because they're made of fiberglass, they're light, they're all in one unit, so they don't like get damp or anything like that. But what they do have problems with is the roof of them goes, the inside lining goes. So when you get one at our price, you have to reline them. And we thought, that's okay, we can do that. But the lady that was selling hers, she'd done it all herself, and it was a little bit over our budget. But we thought, do you know what? She's already done the lining. Let's just pay a bit more. But not only that, she'd also redone a lot of the inside. She'd taken out the toilet and one of the wardrobes, which had made it bigger. And we were happy with that because we stay on campsites anyway. And it looks fab. It's got a beachy theme which suits us. The bed in it, we plan to leave down all the time and sleep in the awning. We plan to leave the bed down all the time and sit in the awning because we've got heater and things like that. It's just ideal. And actually now I'm actually probably more excited about it than I was the trailer tent, because I can do it all up, which we've started doing, like bunting, fairy lights and all of that, which can stay up. You couldn't do that with a trailer tent. And yeah, I've come around to the idea. So it's been a real kind of journey over the last couple of years of like, I really want to stay camping. And we've moved from this like bigger tent, and that was like, no, that didn't work. And then this trailer tent that we thought we were going to have for years, and that didn't work, to now this, which will work. And this is future proof because, you know, we've made it all easy. It has an air awning, so that's easy. We've got an electric pump, so that's easy. There is nothing heavy with this caravan. It's even got a motor mover, so all we've got to do is press a button and it will move itself around, which Chris is so excited to do. There is nothing heavy in this caravan. Even if we turn up and it is raining and we don't want to use the awning, we don't have to. We can just literally pitch up. You know, we've made sure that everything about this looks after me and Chris, so that we can both just have a holiday without worrying about our health. And you know, it really has been a roller coaster. It's not fair, Emmy stolen camping from me, to both of us now being, oh my goodness, this is another adventure. This is a really exciting adventure. Look at what we've got. This lovely van that we can make our own, and you know, have some really exciting adventures in with this cute puppy that's now passed out again. Yeah, so I just wanted to share this with you this week. I've been wanting to share it with you since we got it, and I haven't actually got round to making a video. So yeah, that's our latest addition to our family, is Freedom is Bluebell. I'm a bit tired today, as you can tell. Is Bluebell the Freedom N126, original, imported from Poland. They are, I can't pronounce the name of them, what they were, Niaudao, I'd have to write it at the bottom, were the original ones before they were then they were made in the UK as Freedom. They became Freedom and Microlite, but this is one of the originals, so slightly bigger than the microlites. We are actually going away this week. Tomorrow we go away. Not very far, literally about 20 minutes up the road, because Chris has obviously never towed a caravan before. So we are just doing it for a practice run. We're going up to a local campsite so that Chris can just tow a short distance. We can practice with all of the hitching, unhitching, levelling and setting it all up. And because we've got bunting and fairy lights and all that to put up, so I'm doing you this video today. Then I want to do you another video of some of the changes we've made to it. Then I'm going to record while we're away, and you'll get a video of us camping in it for the first time. Guess what? The weather is appalling the entire week, as it always is when we go away. Come on, Pip. And you'll get a video of that as well. So you've got lots of content coming up, and as I said in last week's video, it's all out of sync, it's all over the place, but you do have lots of content from me coming up. And yeah, and this one's video is still on its way to you, of course. So yeah, there's 18 minutes of me going off on one about Emmy and what it steals and what we have to adapt to, and you know, I have to. I'm not telling you what to do, of course. I'm telling you what I've done. I could either choose to be really miserable and angry about the fact that it's stolen, the fact that I can't walk up hills and dales and pitch a little tiny tent anymore, and I am upset I can't. But what I can do is really enjoy the fact that we found this gorgeous little caravan, and we can go and have some different adventures. You know, Emmy has brought me a different life. It's not the one I had planned, But hey, it's an exciting one nonetheless. Look at that lovely caravan. We can go and have some adventures. Emmy has set the direction. It is what it is, and I've got to go with the flow. And the flow isn't that bad, is it really? If you look at it, so yeah, that's my take on it anyway. But yeah, I look forward to sharing these adventures. You know, it's funny, isn't it? You know, life can be difficult, but new doors open, and do you know what? The view through those doors isn't actually that bad after all. But yeah, much love, everyone. Thanks for checking in with me today. Before I go, I just wanted to give a big shout out to the newest member of our Friends of Finn Club who joined last week. Salah, very big thank you to you for joining. I'm really incredibly grateful, and I have sent you a message on Ko-fi. I don't know if you've seen it. Sometimes you don't get notifications, but do check your email, check your spam box in case it's gone in there. Don't forget you have access to our Discord group. If you do want to join, you're very, very welcome. Even if you want to lurk in there to get extra pictures, videos and stuff, there is some behind the scenes of the caravan ready and waiting in there for you as well. So yes, thank you very much for joining. Big love to everybody, and I will chat to you soon. Don't forget, check out Insta, because I should be putting stuff on Insta as well. So if you want to see the caravan and what we get up to next week at our campsite there before the video comes out, then do check that out as well, and links are in the description. Do also pop a message below if you've had to adapt like this as well, and if you relate to this, because I always love your comments and thoughts and wise words that you share with me. Very much appreciate them. Right, I'm going to sign off now because I'm just waffling. Love you, bye. Mwah.